Good morning, everybody. It's the Savagestacker. All right, we're going to just make an old school Savagestacker video here. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for coming by and checking out the YouTube channel. And let's dive right into this. First off, it is a shit storm out there right now. 50 mile per hour winds up to 90 mile per hour gusts. And I have my scanner going, so you might hear that. And I live about 100 yards from a river, biggest one in the county, and it is full. And the Coast Guard cutter has been flying up and down it right above the house all night long. They just stopped like 45 minutes ago. I guess some bonehead ran from the cops, jumped in the river, and now they can't find him. And like, was it even worth it? Who knows? And so pretty crazy. And yeah, it's storming out there. Haven't had power, haven't had Wi-Fi. We finally now, let me turn this scanner down. So yeah, we haven't had any power or any Wi-Fi or anything like that all night. So we finally got some. It came back on. So we're gonna make a video. All right. So let me tell you guys about why it's important to stack silver and gold. I remember a long while ago sitting on some cash going, okay, what is of value? What would rich people do or people do to save and make sure that they, you know, they kept their wealth? And I would roll this thought over my head over and over and over again. And I'm like, you know what, gold, we need gold. We don't have any gold. Like, we had, like, my wife had a couple pairs of gold earrings and you know, a gold chain and stuff like that, but nothing significant. And I'm like, dude, we don't have any gold, we don't have any silver. And so I always wanted to get some gold and silver in the stack. And one day, my mom gave me a pair of sterling silver scissors and a 1/2 ounce silver round from Australian Mint, or from the Perth Mint, sorry. And I was like, wow, dude, I want more of this stuff, a lot more of this stuff. And before she died, that was her last gift to her family, was to pass on, because she had a friend, her friend's husband died and he collected coins. They were from Carson City, Nevada. And that guy, I guess, was always, God, I wish I would have seen his collection, because they sold it to the place where he was buying most of his coins. And he had like $30,000, like, really good collection of Morgan dollars. And my mom gave me some stuff out of the collection that she had given my mom for helping her clean the house up and stuff like that, help her move stuff around, put it in storage, and just deal with all that when he died. So when she gave me that, I was like, you know what? She gave one for me and one for my son, and one to me and one to my son. And I was like, man, I want a lot more of this stuff. And sure enough, on my birthday, a couple months later, I bought a whole bunch more of that stuff, a lot more. And I really haven't looked back, because I've told this story a few times, but I have made good money in this part of my life, but I was still living paycheck to paycheck. The Bay Area in California is one of the most expensive places, this area, to live in the world. And unless you live like in New York City or downtown LA, this is it. It's expensive here. So we were still, you know, just barely staying ahead of the game. And it was kind of sad, because I was making decent money for the first time in my life. And I was prepping a lot, so a lot of stuff was going to preps, food, water, you know, bug out bags for the kids and all that. And that was my contribution to, I guess, nesting when we had our girls. My wife's thing was, you know, proofing the house and getting everything nice for them. But my nesting was I got this urge to prep, and kept prepping. And once I was pretty prepped up, once I had, I mean, we're talking hundreds of pounds of beans, rice, and just everything, coffee, liquor, just sugar, salt, pepper, all of it, right? I was like, what else? Where else could we go with prepping and just being prepared and saving our wealth and saving money? And I finally got into silver and gold, and I just never looked back. This has done so much for me and my family. I can't even begin to explain how important this is. If you're struggling, if you have no money, or you have a decent job and you're living, you just keep buying stuff, eating out, having fun all the time, right? Which having fun's good, but if it's gonna leave you broke, it ain't great, right? So once in a while I get people come on here going, you guys and those stackers that keep collecting all those rocks and those dumb metals, you guys aren't doing, yourself justice or right. And I don't even argue with them anymore. I just go, you know what? Beat it. I have no time for you, because I know what this has done for me and my family. And my wife, for a while, she was a little skeptical. She was like, oh, you put a lot of money into that. And when we went to go buy a house, and I went and turned in $40,000 worth of metals and got the cash, she was like, oh. And I'm like, see? I'm like, do you think we would have been able to save up 40 grand? And she's like, probably not. I'm like, exactly, it works, it's working. And I was able to put the house fell through, and I'm glad I passed on it, because it would have been expensive. And some life changes happened, and we wouldn't have been able to keep it. It would have been a really big struggle. So I'm actually glad I passed on that house. The right house will come, and it's too late in the game for me to make mistakes like that. Those are big mistakes that I may not ever recover from, so I don't want to make the wrong choice. And buying a house in California would be the wrong choice for sure. And I was going to do that for the short term, because I got a long job that's a 10-year job, pays good, and I was gonna stay there for a while and just do that job and stay here and sell the house when the job was done. But things can happen, they will happen. Things changed in our life, so I'm glad I didn't get the house at that time. And but the money was there when we needed it. Simply put, it was there when we needed it. And I would have never saved 40, 50, 60, 80 grand worth of cash, ever. I wouldn't have. I would have been like, we're going to Hawaii. we're going on fishing trips. We're going to go buy some cool things. We got this money, right? It's easy to spend. But this stuff right here, ooh, I love that. Love that sound. This stuff right here has changed every bit of my life in so many aspects. I mean, all the way down to what I spend daily. It makes me think about it, because I'm like, ooh, if I spend that, that's 10 ounces of silver right there I could be adding to the stack. So I didn't want to, spend that money when I can add more to the stack, right? So it makes me rethink everything. Now, there's some of you out there that have money, that have always had money, that make really good money. And for you, this might not be it. You might have your money in properties and investments and other businesses and other things where your money works for you greatly, right? So a little bit of metals, 5, 10% in metals makes sense for you. But for me, in order to save, this saves me from myself and helps me, grow my wealth. It ain't gonna make me rich, but it sure isn't gonna make me broke. It has helped. So if any of you out there are on the fence on how much you should put into metals, it's based on your budget and things like that. Don't ever put yourself out, because you don't want to go in and sell this next week because you bought 4 10-ounce bars instead of 1, and then have to go sell it because you overspent. You don't want to have to do that. But if you're on the fence on how much you should put in it, or adding a little extra on your budget for it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I put roughly 50% of my monthly income into metals, and I put some money up in cash savings. I put some money, bill money, of course, and a little bit of play money aside, right? And because I know this is going to be there whenever I need it. It will. There's just too many ways to get your money back out of it. Now, can you lose money? Yes. Can you gain money? Yes. And it just depends on what the market's doing at the time. And there is a right and a wrong way to do things sometimes. And if it drops and goes down, as long as you don't sell, you're not losing anything. But this is the way I look at it. Even if I lost 5% on my metals, I look at it like this. I would have never saved this much up on my own anyways. So it just cost me 5% to be able to save money. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I have justified that. I am okay with if it cost me 5% of my stack to have saved this much. And I'm also okay if it goes up, gaining 5, 10, 15%, right? Of course you're okay with making money. And so, long story long here, this right here works. It works for me. It can work for anybody out there. And if you're on the fence on how much you should be putting into this, remember, this is money. It always will be there. That value, you will be able to go get that value, cash value, fiat value out of it pretty much anytime you want. And unless it's the holidays and all your local coin shops and stuff are gone, but it will be there. It might not be there right in the very second you need it, but within a week it's there. You'll have it. And that's a great thing. And I've never been able to, save like this in my life, and it has changed my life for the better, 1,000,000%. And ain't nothing, nobody's gonna tell me out there that's gonna change my mind on that, because it works. It's proven that it's worked for me. So get your silver, get your gold. I do have some gold out here in the form of flakes and little nuggets. The lighting is bad in here. Plus, my tripod's all messed up, so it's cracked, so I got it setting in there funny. And I got to set it a certain way out of the light a little bit because it will fall apart on me. I got to order another one of those, but I'm kind of broke right now. Guess I could sell some metals and go buy a tripod, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And but yeah, I think this is a good thing. I think anybody that's on the fence, I'm going a little bit more on your budget for metals. I think you can't go wrong. Just my opinion. It is not advice. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. What are your plans for 2023? Are you going to be buying silver, gold? Are you going to be buying more, less, adding to your budget, taking a little bit away from your budget for metals? What are you going to do? What's your plan for 2023? What is your preferred silver to buy? What is your preferred gold to buy for 2023? Me, I'm sticking with the generic of the generic, right? Maybe a little constitutional, but it is expensive. And the next video will be, what is the best silver to buy in 2023? So stay tuned for that right there. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. Let's get motivated. Let's save. Let's not be a burden on society. Let's save, and let's do our family justice. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. It is the Savagestacker. Remember to hit that bell icon to get updated on my latest videos. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Savagestacker is over and out.